Hi, thank you so much for purchasing my new effect STC, which stands for the Sharpie through card. This is my take on the classic cigarette through card. The gimmick you've received in your pack has been handcrafted by the world's finest, in my opinion, card engineer, who is Mr. Rob Bromley. The card is made perfectly and the gimmick should last you a hell of a long time. Now, the cigarette through card, the original, was something I used in my close-up act for many, many years, got fantastic reactions from it. But where more people have stopped smoking, you can't smoke indoors anymore, it ended up being one of those tricks that we just stopped doing. And then I had the idea of actually making it with a Sharpie, something that every magician carries, or most magicians will carry. Now, at any moment during your card set, you can actually do a Sharpie through playing card effect. So we're going to run through exactly how the effect looks and how the gimmick works. Right, so I'm joined here by my good friend Dave Loosely.
Pleasure to be here as always.
Of course. And Dave's going to help me explain this whole gimmick, and Dave's got a couple of nice little bonus ideas for you as well. But basically the standard routine with a Sig through card is obviously you've got the gimmick at one end. Now it's entirely up to you. If you've got a blue gimmick or a red gimmick, if you've got red gimmick, you can grab a red Sharpie, blue gimmick, grab a blue Sharpie, and you can mark sort of the very top little pip there. I don't bother to do it because I've used the cigarette through card for years, so it's, you know, like second nature anyway. But that will tell you what way your gimmick is up. Yeah. The other thing that I'd like to explain about the gimmick, because of the way it's made, it works as a thick card as well.
Yes.
So you could hand the cards out to be shuffled as long as they can overhand shuffle. You don't want them riffle shuffling because you don't want the card being bent. Now, any time you should just be able to riffle up the back, and because it's a thick card, it will automatically stop and break there, so you can cut that and your gimmick's now straight on top.
That's nice.
So when you're set up, you actually want the whole bit, the whole side, to be face down. Yeah?
Okay.
So from this side, the cards look totally natural. You can flip the cards over, you can show the faces. Obviously, you just don't want to go down to the bottom card.
Yeah.
So for a standard performance, if you were just doing this trick, you would have your spectator reach in and touch the back of a card.
This one?
This one, are you sure?
Yeah.
Or alternatively, so you could do it this way. You want to then peel it out. So whichever one, just as I go through, just touch the back of any one. Boom. And the reason I get you to touch it rather than take it out is because it has to hit the deck again.
Right.
So if I got you to take it out, then I'd have to say, okay, I'll take it back and now sign it, which to me, you know, why get you to take it out in the first place if I'm going to take it back? So if I say to you, just touch the back of any card, this one, are you sure?
I'm sure.
You don't want to go any further?
Just that one.
Just this one here, yeah?
That one there.
In fact, there's the pen, you can sign it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Or the other way is to say, look, I'm going to show you the faces. Just touch or name a card, just name any card.
7 of diamonds.
7 of diamonds, perfect. And that was a free choice. So now I can flip the whole deck over and it's in position.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, you put this like so, they can sign the card.
Mm-hmm.
Little smiley face.
Little smiley face there.
Now, what you need to do is you need to do a double lift, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to take their card and the gimmick and flip it over. Now, it's entirely up to you whether you just go for a standard sort of strike double, whatever double you want to do, or alternatively, you can just do the standard get ready where you push across.
Yeah.
So you're pushing 2 cards across. You bring them back and you keep a break under the cards. I don't know if we can get that on camera. Okay, so at this point now, we flip the block over, so we've got your card plus the gimmick.
Yep.
Now, obviously, what that's done is it's the whole side is now up because you've turned the whole block over. Yeah.
Right. So it's ready to go now.
It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, but this should be done in a fluid motion, so it's not just turn it face down and then speak to you for a while.
Yeah.
It should look like there's a retention of vision. So as I flip this over, I immediately push this out. Yeah, so it looks like your card's flipped over and then this your card being pushed out. Now I take the pen and just push it through your card. Now you can bring that up quite high. Now bearing in mind you have got a flap here, so you've got to be careful of angles, but as long as they're looking down, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that looks great.
Yeah, and you don't want people looking from underneath because they're going to see what's going on, because remember it is a double backer.
Yeah.
So as long as they're looking down, and then you can come up, you could even, there's a couple of ways to do it. Either you pull this out, hand them the pen, as they grab for the pen, you now square up the cards, flip the double back over, and hand them their card as well. Yep.
Nice.
Or alternatively, you can be in this position, and I can say to you, look, just hold the pen yourself, bring your hands up a bit, now watch, that comes straight off, and now you take it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it happens
Cool,
sort of
yeah.
in their hands, and they feel it going through. So we're in this position, that's out, pen's in. I say to you, just hold on to the top of the pen. I hold the card here, yeah, and then I straight down. And the fact is, it's what you want to do is, as you reach the bottom, you can start off a bit slow, but what you've got to remember is a Sharpie is tapered, okay? So the hole has been created to hold
For the top
up
bit.
here, yeah? Now, obviously, the bottom of the pen is narrower. So as you bring the cards down, there is going to be that situation now where you can really see a hole in the card. So what you want to do is you want to come here, and as you start to go down, you then bring it down quite quickly. So you're here, start, and then straight out. But what happens is that closes automatically.
Yeah.
So as they look down, it just looks like the pen melts out of the card. It's absolutely incredible.
You know, I'm this close to it. The gimmick is made superbly. I'm this close to it, and you just can't see it.
No.
It looks great.
Now, be aware that under certain lighting conditions, i.e. a very bright light, you may see that little ring there. So obviously we're filming here, so the lights are a lot stronger than they would be in a standard environment. Right, so yeah, at that point, they've got the pen, flip this over, give them their card, and that's it. Your job's done.
And the thing is, when they have the pen in their hand, their first port of call is going to be that pen.
Yeah.
You'll see people going like this.
Yeah.
Thinking that it's something to do with the pen. So, you know, it's not even much of a move going on here, but you have got that misdirection there because they're going to go straight for the pen.
Yeah.
And they've got the card, they'll start doing this, and it's a great little effect.
So I actually use this as a standalone effect, the pen. Now, I was chatting to Greg Wilson about it, and he really liked the idea of getting someone to touch the back of a card, taking the card out, and then saying, in fact, I'm going to get you to sign this card. And I'm going to get you to sign it on the face. Obviously, I'm not going to get you to sign it on the back, because sometimes people go to sign it on this side, and I don't want that. You're actually going to sign it on the face. And he would use it as a throwaway, which, once again, I think is quite nice, because they're going to be looking, and it's going to be this weird situation with a pen going through. But I do like to make, I think it's such a great illusion that I'd like to make a little bit more out of it. And the fact is, when you're in this position now, you've done the trick, they've got the card, they've got the pen, they're examining that. So now you could actually come over, palm this gimmick off, dump it, and then go into a routine with their card. Or you don't even have to get rid of this gimmick, to be fair. The one thing you've got to keep in mind, though, is you don't want to riffle shuffle with that gimmick inside the pack.
I like the little throwaway thing, because it's making a very monotonous action, very... Take a card, sign your name across it. It's giving them a magical moment straight away as soon as they've selected the card. So both have their place, and it just depends on, you know, on the performer.
And the other thing as well, you know, which is a nice little touch, if you don't want to use a Sharpie and you want to make something to get a few more people involved, you can borrow a £20 note, roll that up, push the 20 through the hole. you know, which is once again quite nice. And then it's with their signed note that goes through, and then you could do a bill switch with a note or whatever you wanted to do.
I
you
use
know,
that as a bar bet. You know what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Get the cards, cover them over the top of a pint
Oh,
glass.
yeah. That's a lovely idea.
And then push it through. I mean, we'll probably touch on that a little later.
Yeah, we'll go through that in the bonus section.
Cool.
So that is the basic handling for the Sharpie through playing card. Okay, so this is another idea using the Sharpie through playing card. So for this routine, you would start off, but with the gimmick the opposite way round. So you're already set with the circle bit on top, yeah?
Yeah.
So the idea is I'd ask you to name a playing card, or sorry, a 4 of a kind. So let's say the aces or the 2s or the queens, or so just name them.
4s.
4s.
Yeah.
So we'll go through, we'll find the 4s, and as we find them, we'll out jog. Hopefully this is a full deck. I should have checked. I think we've used the 4s before, so then most likely going to be all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 4s. Yeah. So we can strip those out. As we strip them out, flip the deck over, place them on top of the deck, hand them the pen, and then you're going to take off the whole pile. So you've got the 4 4s and the gimmick.
With the hole on the top.
Yeah, so the hole's here.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So now, I say to you, okay, we've got the 4 of hearts, the 4 of diamonds, the 4 of spades, the 4 of clubs. Obviously, you're holding that block. Yeah. So just name one of the 4s for me.
Diamonds.
The 4 of diamonds. Right, there's 2 things that can happen here, okay? The first thing is you could either name the heart, the diamond, or the spade. But forgetting the suits, you could either name the top one, the second one, or the third one down.
Yeah.
And the movement for those will be exactly the same.
Yep.
And the other alternative is you name the card that's just above the gimmick. So let's go for the first one first. So you said 4 of diamonds.
Yeah.
So I just out jog, take it out, flip it over, put it on the bottom and flip the whole pack over. Cool. Yeah. So now you're in.
Do you want to just do that one more time?
Most certainly.
Yeah.
So we're here.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, these don't have to be in a specific order, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But you said diamonds, so I say, oh, 4 of diamonds, out jog it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to out jog, actually. You could just literally run through, take it,
Yeah.
flip the whole packet over, and then that goes on top, yeah? Okay. Or you take it out on the bottom, there. But you're in this nice position now where these cards are obviously supposed to be face down anyway. So you could say, but you could have had any one of the other 4s. And obviously I'm holding a double here. But this all looks, and that's the gimmick. Yeah. So that all looks really fair. Yeah. So now I can square up here, keep a break, get you to sign that card.
Yeah.
Flip over. Sorry, for this, I would put the deck that way down. Yeah. Flip over. So now I've got the circle bit here. Yep. Do the Sharpie through, take it out. And remember, you could have chose any one of the 4s, but you chose the 4 of diamonds.
Yeah.
So that's yours. It's got your signature on it.
So that leaves you in what position now?
I now have the gimmick.
Yeah.
And then the other 3 4s. Okay. But remember, there's only supposed to be 3 cards there. So now I flip over. Show the 4 of... You could have had the 4 of hearts. You could have had the 4 of spades. You could have had the 4 of clubs. But you chose the 4 of diamonds. You can have that as a souvenir. They can examine it. But then you can now take these off the pack and you're
and you leave
set.
The gimmick there.
Yeah,
very good.
Okay. Now, there is another another option here, which is if they name the bottom card, because obviously I can't do that.
Right.
Yeah. So if they name the bottom card, whichever card's above the gimmick, I would come down, push up. So I'm down into this position. Now what will happen is my fingers will connect with the 4 of hearts here and the 4 of diamonds here, okay? And I will push everything up, pushing that away from the gimmick, yeah? But I'll continue to pull down. Now this is quite hard to see on here, but my thumb is going under. So I will continue to pull down the gimmick until it hits my thumb. Now I know that these 4s and the gimmick are aligned.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, do you want to do that so they can see what the move looks like?
Yep. So I would go here,
yeah,
here,
yeah,
here, yeah.
yeah.
So now my finger hits here. So we'll try and do it. So if we do it this way.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm pushing this 4 forward. That takes it away from the gimmick. Yeah.
So and the gimmick's riding underneath.
Yeah, the gimmick's going down until I feel the gimmick hit my thumb. Now I know it's aligned with these cards, so I can strip this card out, flip the whole lot over, and just drop that on top.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do that in real time.
Okay. So you said the 4 of, you want the 4 of hearts?
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So all it's doing is it's hiding the gimmick from view. But any one of the other 4s, the top one, the second one, or the third one down, you can just do like that, because obviously you're going to hold the bottom as a double. This is where the problem starts, because obviously I can't now just strip that one out because you've got 1 card too many. So it is literally just that. Or even you could come here, push those there and push that forward.
It's quite an organic move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a problem at all. And then from that point on, the rest of the effects the same. But that's what I really like, is the fact that because of the situation, you're now in a position where you should be seeing backs. So now I can quite freely just show these cards as well. Everything, every step of the way, everything looks exactly like it should.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I really like about it.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the 4 of a kind routine. Okay, welcome to the bonus section of the STC DVD. Dave?
Yes. This is my bar bet.
Okay.
That I'm doing with the STC gimmick. And it goes a bit like this. People are going to do a little bet, okay?
Yeah.
This is the bet. I'm just going to take a few cards. Doesn't matter which ones these would do. And this is the bet. I'm going to lay these cards on top of the pint glass, okay? Just here. So you can't get anything in, all right?
Yeah.
And the bet is you have to get this £20 note inside the glass. You can't lift the glass up or touch it. You can't lift the cards up or try and slide it underneath, okay? And you have 1 attempt. Go for it.
And I can't move the cards at all.
Don't move the cards, no. They have to stay in that position. If you do it, you win the 20. If you don't, you buy me a pint.
Well, I can't see how it can be done.
You can't?
No.
I will show you. You ready for this?
So if you manage to get that in there...
Yeah, you buy me a pint.
I'll buy you a pint. Okay.
And you learn how it's done.
Right.
So, you know, you get a bet to do on your friends. So watch. I'm going to do... Roll up the 20.
Yeah.
Just like this. I mean, that's worth 20 quid in its own, isn't it? Like so, which means that the 20 is inside the glass. If I put the 20 in your hand, it means the glass is empty and ready to be filled by a nice pint.
Very nice. And that is the bar bet. Okay, so now for the explanation of the bar bet, which is just a fun thing to do when you're at the bar.
Yeah, it's magical and it's, you know, you get a bet out of it, which is always good. So for this, you have your gimmick, which is ready to go. And that I have 5th position down, okay? You can place it wherever you want, but the idea is to make it look random. That you
you're getting a bunch of cards out,
random cards out. So I have it 5th down and I just count in my mind so I know it's there. I'm going to just get a few cards. We'll take that one. And then all the other cards, I just get 4 cards in total. The other 3 cards are random places.
Yeah.
And put the deck away. Pick the cards up, just show them naturally. Now, your gimmick is the card that's going to go on first. Okay. So you lay that on so that you've got enough room for the flap to open.
Yeah.
And the note to drop through. Then you have these two sides which you could easily fit something through, so we just cover that one up at an angle.
Yeah.
Just leaving that hole in view, that one up at an angle, and then just to hold those ones down, I drop one on top. So there's no way of getting anything in there.
No.
Okay. And when you're talking about it, you have to lay it out so that they can't go and pick the cards up. So you can't lift the cards up, you can't slide it underneath, and you can't touch the glass. Yeah. So you laid out the bet, that is the bet, there's no way of doing it apart from using the gimmick. So with this, you roll it up nice and tight, okay? And it's important when you put it through, because if you touch it there now without releasing anything, obviously you see a flap and you see a gap. So I use a hand sort of just to cover the actual hole opening.
Yeah, so if you come over like that and then you release.
Release, and it will go for it.
So you do that.
Release.
And then what happens now is the note stretches to the size of the hole, so you can't, literally can't see anything.
They can actually look down into the glass as well. So that's a nice thing. They can see it's really going through. And that from the outside looks awesome. Now, if you're sat on the table, you don't worry about people trying to go underneath, okay? They don't really have long enough. You put it halfway and stop. So you sort of gauge in with the eye contact so they're not trying to go underneath. You say that that's halfway, and then boom, push. Let the flap flick back, let the note drop in, and then you bring attention to the note in the glass. Don't worry about the gimmick, and then you just remove the gimmick like so with the two cards and just throw it away as if they're just cards, put them back on the pack. Let them examine the glass and the note, and you've won yourself a drink.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, so that's the bar bet.
Dave, stop your laughing.
I can't help it.
Just reach in and grab a card for me, and it can be any card. We want one with loads of room to write. The 4 is perfect. David, something that fascinated me when I was a child was the old Acme portable hole. Do you remember that in the cartoons where they would paint a hole? Basically what they would do is they would paint or draw a hole onto something, like so. In this case, your selected card. Sign your name down the bottom as well.
Okay.
And recap my pen. Now, the idea would be that even though the hole was drawn, you could actually push something through it. Even though it is just a drawn hole, something would actually go through that hole. The other thing was, if someone else tried to get through it, it obviously would just be a painted hole.
Very good.
And that is the Acme hole, which is a bonus effect just on this DVD. It's a different handling. It actually makes perfect sense. It gets the Sharpie into play. It's a nice novel idea as well. And I know you come up with a really nice idea of having a little black sticker.
Yeah. The cool thing about that is if you would take their card and apply it to the back of the card, and you'd actually have one already stuck on the hole. Okay? So they're actually seeing you've stuck the black sticker on the back of their signed card. You come down, and it's going to be perfectly on that hole. So when this Sharpie goes in, the black hole is going to obviously disappear because the Sharpie's gone through it. And then when you come out, the hole will reappear. And as you turn over and give it back to them, they can peel the sticker off and check the card, So it's just
very nice. Lovely idea.
Magical bit there.
So the handling on this version, as you can imagine, is exactly the same as it was just for the standard Sharpie through. So the card goes on top. The gimmick is set up as per usual with the hole underneath. You just draw the hole sort of roughly where the pen will be going through, get them to sign the other side, flip over, push the pen through. Once again, you can get them to hold the pen, drag the whole thing out, square up, flip over, and now you've got that. But if you wanted to do it your way as well, you could actually, if you wanted to, but it would mean you could only use this gimmick for this effect, you could actually colour in the hole here, but then you would have to be quite precise because there's going to be that retention of vision there.
That's why the sticker's nice, you can apply it and then take it off.
Yeah, and it's going to be perfect size. So that is the Acme hole. Okay, this is the second bonus item, which is static.
Yes, just a neat little idea really with a few cards. Yeah, I'll do it like this. I'm going to just lay the cards down on the table. I'll take this one here.
Yeah.
Put this one on here. Can turn a few up, a few down. The idea is to hold all the cards underneath my hand, okay? Put one around here. And one last one, we'll put there. Okay. Now look, I don't even see this, but if I apply pressure on the table, I can cause the cards to become static to my hands. Just like this. I can remove one hand away, so you can see cards kind of float there, but it's not. It's static, which means it doesn't last for too long. So all the cards you can just check.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a neat little, just a quick routine, little trick using the gimmick.
Yeah.
So for this, I have the gimmick at the bottom with the hole sort of facing up, so that the flap opens underneath.
Right, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like that. And literally all I'm doing, as I pass this card to this hand, my thumb is touching and pushing into the hole, which causes the flap to open.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm then taking my middle finger, running it along, and just clamping that between my middle finger and the finger next to it, the third finger, okay? So that kind of holds the cards in my hand. Obviously there's a hole this side.
Yeah.
So in real time, I take the card here, I clamp, I say that I'll take one card, just holding my thumb over the hole until I've turned my hand over, and I lay that down here. Now, obviously you can see a little bit of the flap there, so you just move your finger to cover it, slide one card underneath, and now you can do them face up or face down. Okay, the reason I do that is when I turn my hand over at the end, the gimmick obviously is double backer.
Yeah.
So I don't want there to be just one double back card, one face down card and all face up. So I do a few face up, a few face down, like this. I apply the other hand into it. Now the long and short of it is you can lift the cards, okay, but you have to build the presentation. So rub them on the table with two hands, lift them up. Adds to the effect when you remove one hand. You say that static energy doesn't last for too long. As you turn your hand over, you release the flap, okay, which allows
everything
the hole to close and everything to fall. And then you can sort of bring this card nearer to me and say that, have a look at the cards, as you kind of just collect the cards back.
Yeah, and you're done.
And you're done. So,
yeah, really nice little idea as an offbeat sort of moment.
Yeah.
It's the type of thing I can imagine Michael Vincent doing and stuff like that.
Something a bit different and very easy, obviously, using the gimmick.
Brilliant. So that's static. So that's it. Thank you so much for purchasing my STC, the Sharpie through card. I hope you get many years of enjoyment and performance out of it. If you have come up with an idea for a trick that you'd like to send in to Alakazam for us to look at and possibly market it for you, you can do so. Just send us an email at sales@alakazam.co.uk. If you can include a little video clip, that will be great. But we're always looking for great items to bring to market. So once again, thank you so much for purchasing STC, and thank you for your support.